Hi all, Wise Wolf here, and welcome back to another episode of New Harbour Wildlife Reserve. Today, we have the long-awaited giraffe and zebra mixed species habitat. The plan for this build was to have a little bit of a ditch for the giraffe and zebra to inhabit, with guests being able to look down at them from above like you would see in most zoos. Unlike most zoos that do have some on-the-ground level viewing, this one doesn't. I had a few hiccups while recording this episode. Usually I like to record when the keepers transport the animals into the enclosure, but I was away from my screen when they were doing that, and I forgot to press pause to actually come back and do it. I also forgot to hit record on a large section of the build, but you'll see that at the end of the video. It wasn't too heavy of a forgotten section though. All it was a few rocks in a rock wall, and a few planter beds, just to have some raised flowers so that the zebras IRL wouldn't be eating the flowers from the flower bed. I feel like the giraffe and zebra are quite common animals, and that giving a bit of an educational part would be redundant because you probably know a lot about these beautiful, majestic animals. There are some fun facts that I have about the giraffe that I wouldn't think would be safe for YouTube content, so I can't include them in this video. As funny as they are, and as interesting as they are, I can't include them because I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. But in case you have been living under a rock for most of your life, let us cover some basic facts about the giraffe. For starters, Giraffa camelopardalis is the tallest land animal, known for its long neck and legs. It is native to the sub-Saharan Africa. That is why this is now called the sub-Saharan precinct, because a lot of these animals are native to the sub-Saharan region. But that's off topic. Giraffes can reach up to 5.5 meters tall, with males being just that slightly bit taller than females. Their distinctive necks, which can be up to 1.8 meters long, are supported by only 7 vertebrae. Just like humans, though each vertebrae is much larger. Giraffes are herbivores, primarily feeding on leaves, fruit, and flowers from trees, especially acacia trees. This is why they're called a browsing species, because they like to browse on the tall trees of Africa. Their height allows them to access food that other herbivores cannot reach. They have a long prehensile tongue, which is about 45 centimeters long, that helps them grab leaves from branches. If you've ever done a giraffe feed at a zoo, you may have seen this tongue. I've done one at Perth Zoo where one of the giraffes actually licked my hand and it was covered in giraffe slobber. It's an interesting feeling, but their tongues are incredibly long, and it is so fascinating to actually see it in action. One distinct feature about the giraffes that also comes into a distinct feature of the zebras, although in a different form, is their unique patchy patterns of spots, which vary between individuals and act as camouflage in the dappled light of the savanna. Most species that have these spots or stripes generally have them as camouflage, but also the fact that each individual is unique. They act like a fingerprint in the human body. Another interesting fact about these patterns is they also help to regulate the body temperature by allowing blood vessels to expand or contract depending on the heat. Giraffes are very social animals, typically living in loose herds, and they communicate through a variety of sounds, including low-frequency noises that are often inaudible to the human ear. Despite their size, giraffes can run surprisingly fast, reaching speeds of up to 56 kilometers per hour in short bursts, however. The giraffes are also currently listed as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List, mainly due to habitat loss, poaching, and human-wildlife conflicts. Conservation efforts are put in place to help protect their populations across Africa. I've already realized a mistake in something I said just a little bit ago. When saying the scientific name of the giraffe, I was referring to the northern giraffe. There are 4 species of giraffe. The reticulated giraffe, Giraffa reticulata, Maasai giraffe, Giraffa tipelskirichi, southern giraffe, Giraffa, and the northern giraffe, which is the one that I said earlier on. The species of giraffe that we have in Planet Zoo is the reticulated giraffe, Giraffa reticulata, which is known for its striking white net-like pattern along its coat. This species is primarily found in northeastern Kenya, southern Somalia, and southeastern Ethiopia. I think I've covered enough about giraffes for this video. Now let's talk about the other species going in here, the plain zebra. There are three main species of zebra. The plain zebra, Equus quagga, the Giraffes zebra, Equus grevi, mountain zebra, Equus zebra. They're getting really creative with these scientific names, I know that for sure. Planet Zoo has the plain zebra, which was what you're seeing on screen right now. The plain zebra is the most common species found across a wide range of habitats in eastern and southern Africa. Plain zebras have broader, more regular stripes that cover most of their body, which, as I mentioned in the giraffe explanation, are unique to each individual and act like fingerprints. They live in large social herds and often interact with other herbivores like wildebeests and gazelles. In zoos, they are very commonly housed with giraffes. Zebras are a herbivorous equine species and look much like horses but with black and white stripes. They primarily feed on grasses, leaves, and shrubs, and their stripes are thought to help with camouflage, much like in giraffes, and help to regulate temperature and potentially deter biting insects. This is something very interesting that I found. Zebras live in groups called harems, usually consisting of one stallion and several females, or mares, and their offspring. They communicate through vocalizations which are audible to the human ear, and body language, and by using their powerful hooves when threatened. Zebras, like giraffes, face threats from habitat loss, hunting, and competition for resources, particularly in areas where human populations are expanding. Despite these challenges, zebras are often a symbol of the African wilderness and are commonly seen in national parks and reserves. Due to the nature of the African wilderness, zebras and giraffes are known to sleep standing up. This is a survival trait, allowing them to react quickly to danger without needing to get up. However, they do lie down to rest, especially for deeper sleep. I believe I did some research back when I built Anima Zoo, but if I remember correctly, zebras have special joints that lock in place to prevent them from actually falling over while they sleep. I can't remember the exact details and would have to check back on Anima Zoo, but they do, as far as I remember, they have joints in their knees that just lock into place. If you don't believe me, go check out my cinematic tour of Anima Zoo back before I started New Harbour. There is a part in the tour where it goes through a walkway for the zebra and giraffe amphitheatre that has just a bunch of zebra and giraffe facts. One of those facts on that wall indicated that zebras are very fast. In short bursts, they can run up to 65 kilometers per hour, which helps them escape predators like lions and hyenas. Their stamina also makes them well suited for long distance travel along open landscapes. Another interesting fact about the zebra is that there is another safer word to use for a social group of zebras, and it's very dazzling I'm really sorry. Yeah, basically the other name for a group of zebras is a dazzle of zebras. I apologize for that cringe. Something not many people might know is that zebra foals are born with brown and white stripes instead of the distinct black and white stripes. These brownish stripes do become blacker as they age, but they are born with brown stripes. While speaking of offspring, zebras Yeah, this is gonna sound really weird what I'm about to say, but zebras can in fact interbreed with horses, producing a hybrid known as a zorse. These zorses tend to inherit the zebra's stripes, but have the distinct horse-like body. Similarly, when bred with donkeys, zebras can produce a zonkey. I wish I was making this up, but it is proven fact. Just look up a zorse or a zonkey. They're interesting looking animals. In all honesty, I didn't believe a word I was saying when I was reading it from my script. But I just googled a zorse, and they're really cute, and I am in love with the baby zorse. It is absolutely adorable. It is basically just a horse with black and white stripes, and they're gorgeous. I'm slowly falling down the rabbit hole of these sources, and Google has just told me that zorses and zonkies are in fact fertile species. This is a rare occurrence in the animal kingdom, as most hybrids between different species are sterile, just like mules, which are a cross between a horse and a donkey. This means zorses can breed in the wild and possibly bring forth a new species altogether, allowing for wild zorses. Not gonna lie, I'd very much like to see a zorse or a zonkey in a zoo, because these things are just flippin' incredible and adorable, and I'm really falling down the rabbit hole now, aren't I? Moving on! As we approach the end of the video, I'd like to mention what I did when I accidentally forgot to press record. I basically added some details to the ground with the aquatic faux rock pebbles, and added some other varying colours of rock to the back rock wall just to give it some texture. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you. Please feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It really helps the channel out. Now I leave you with this last cinematic. Until next time, peace out.